Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in wa man ittaba'ahum bi ihsani ila yawmiddin. Amma ba'd. To proceed. Today's lesson, we want to continue and complete our discussion of the verb Kaana, because previously we spoke about Kaana meaning he was or it was or there was, and this, as you know, is al-fi'l al-madi, the past tense. Okay, so Kaana is the past tense. Today we want to speak about the present tense of Kaana. So Kaana means literally he was. Okay, so we mentioned examples of how to use it and the different conjugations in our previous lesson. So today we want to speak about the present tense of Kaana, which is yakunu. Yakunu. So Kaana means he was. Yakunu, therefore, is the present tense meaning, which is
He is.
he is. Okay, he is, that's what it literally means. But usually when it's used, it's indicated to refer to the future, meaning he will be. And the reason being is because to say he is in Arabic is a bit redundant, because there is no is. Right? So when we say, for example, al-waladu tawilun, al-waladu tawilun, the boy is tall, the meaning of is already implied in the sentence. Okay, it being al-jumlatul ismiyya, which is not restricted by a time period. So yakunu, even though it means he is, it's usually referred to something in the future. For example, yakunu at-talibu aliman. Aliman. Yakunu at-talibu aliman. So what does yakunu at-talibu aliman mean? Well, at-talibu means
Student.
the student.
Yeah.
Aliman means
Teacher.
an alim, a scholar, a person of knowledge. Or if you understand in a secular sense, it means a scientist. So yakunu at-talibu aliman means at-talibu
The student.
yakunu
He will be
aliman,
scientist. The student will be a scientist.
an alim,
Yeah.
a scholar, right? At-talibu yakunu aliman. The student will be an aliman, a scholar. Because remember, the example that we used with Kaana was Kaana al-alimu taliban. Kaana al-alimu taliban, which means,
Scholar was a student.
right, good, Rajan. The scholar was a student, right? And that makes sense. The meaning is fundamentally correct, because at one point that alim must have been a talib, right? So we used Kaana there to indicate al-alimu kana taliban. Alaykum salam. So that is Kaana, the past. Right? But if we're talking now about at-talibu, the student, yakunu will be aliman, then can you see how yakun was being used here? It doesn't literally mean at-talibu, the student is an alim, right? Because we wouldn't necessarily want to say that in this context. And how few tulabun, or how few students are actually ulama. But what happens is a person begins as a talib, right? Yakunu will be aliman, right? So even though yakunu is the present tense of kana, which means he was, therefore means this he is, can you see in this context how it's used? It's used to refer to him being, i.e. in the future. يَكُونُ الطَّالِبُ عَالِمًا. Right? So, we mentioned that Kaana wa akhawatuha, Kaana and the verbs related to it, they are comprised of three parts. A sentence that contains Kaana is comprised of three parts. The first is that we have al-fi'lu, right? Al-fi'lu, which is the verb, which is yakunu, and which is in the past Kaana there. Then we said that the first noun which follows yakunu or Kaana in the past, we said that this is called ismu Kaana, right? Ismu Kaana. This is ismu Kaana, and ismu Kaana is always marfu'un. Ismu Kaana is always marfu'un. Right? So, this is similar, therefore, to al-jumlatul fi'liyatu, in the sense that al-jumlatul fi'liya tabda'u bil-fi'li, it begins with a verb, just like Kaana, right? This sentence with Kaana, this is a jumlatul fi'liya because it begins with Kaana. The second part of al-jumlatul fi'liya is what, ya Rajan? Yeah, but what's the second noun, or the fa'ilun, right? It's called the fa'ilun in al-jumlatul fi'liya. But in here, when we have Kaana, it's called ismu Kaana, right? Here it's a talibu. Then we said that the second noun, which is always a mansubun in a jumlatul fi'liya that begins with Kaana, is called? No, khabaru Kaana. Right? Khabaru Kaana. This one. And this. Okay? So, we have al-fi'lu, which is yakunu or Kaana. We have ismu Kaana. In this instance, it's at-talibu. In the past, it's al-alimu. And then we have khabaru Kaana, which is aliman and taliban in the past. Right? Can you see how the meaning changes whether you use the present or the past tense? Muhammad. So what does this one mean? Yakunu talibu aliman.
He is.
Who is?
The student is an alim.
Right, but we said that even though literally it means is, it's used to imply the future.
He was. No.
Will be.
Will be.
Right? Will be. Because that's correct, isn't it? At-talibu yakunu aliman. So at-talibu, who continues to study, and is diligent in his studies will eventually, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, become aliman, a scholar. And if we were talking about an alimu, the scholar, we would say Kaana al-alimu taliban, right? The alim was a student. Khalaq? Clear?
There's 2 lessons.
Yeah, but even though you missed the 2 lessons, here, this verb, kana yakunu, kana in the past, yakunu in the present, just means was.
Well, that's it now.
Okay, so in the past, it's al-alimu, the scholar, was a student. And in the present, yakunu at-talibu aliman, the student will be a scholar. But the point to note is that the first noun here is called ismu kana. Ismu kana. Just like in al-jumlatul fi'liyya, the fa'ilun is called the fa'ilun. The doer is called the fa'ilun. And the object is called maf'ulun bihi. Here it's called khabaru kana. But if that's a bit complicated or confusing, you don't have to worry about it because it's in effect the same as al-jumlatul fi'liyya. And that the ending of ismu kana is marfu'un, just like the ending of jumlatul fi'liyya to, just like the ending of the fa'ilun is marfu'un, and the ending of khabaru kana is mansubun, just like the ending of maf'ulun bihi is mansubun.
It takes the same ruling. So it's just that the
Right.
fa'ilun is called ismu kana, and maf'ulun bihi is called khabar kana.
Okay? It's not particularly complicated, really. And frequently, what you will find is that the ismu kana is omitted. Right? The ismu kana is omitted. So you will read, for example, yakunu aliman kana taliban. It's omitted. Right?
So if you're a student and he was...
Yes. So, if you read it yakunu aliman, all that we know is that he will be an aliman. Who we don't know. Right? Who we don't know. But we just know that he, whoever we're talking about, will be an aliman. And if we say kana taliban, it means that he was a student. Whoever he was or is. Right?
Is that not, does that not be included because it's known who the person is, or it's not known?
No, it's just, perhaps it's already been mentioned earlier on.
Okay.
So it's known who we're speaking about. Right? So, any questions up to this point? Right? It's not really complicated, but it's used frequently. Kana is very commonly used because actually it has a number of different effects upon a verb too that we'll mention briefly. Right, but before we do that, we need to go through the conjugations very quickly. So he will be, or he is
Yakunu.
right. Yakunu is he is. Yakunu. So she is
Takunu.
right. Takunu, she is. I am is
Akunu.
Akunu. Huh? Kunu. I am. Right, you are, single male is?
Takunu.
Takunu, it's the same as she, remember? Takunu. You are single male. Right, you are single female is?
Takunina.
Good, Mohammed. Takunina. You are single female. Right, then we have the plurals, which we are is?
Nakunu.
Right, nakunu. We are. Then they are plural male is?
Naku.
They are.
Oh, they are yakununa.
Right, yakununa. They are. Plural male. And then we have they are plural female is? Yakunna.
Yakun. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that change is slightly different. They are.
Wow, gone.
Sorry?
No. Wow.
Yes. So yakunna. Right, so these are the most common. In fact, you plural. Right. So you plural male are?
Takununa.
Right. Takununa. You are plural male. And you are plural female.
Takunna.
Takunna. Good. Takunna. You are plural female. The only ones that we haven't done are the dual, but we'll do them later on. Right, so yakunu is he is, or he will be. Takunu, she is. Akunu, I. You are. Takunu. You are. Yakununa. We are. Nakunu. Nakunu. Yeah, that isn't written very well. Nakunu. So we are is nakunu. Yakununa is they are, plural male. Yakunna is they are, plural female. Takununa is you are, plural male. And takunna is you are, plural female. Right? Yeah. Right? So, those are the different conjugations. So, the only other point that we want to mention regarding this is what happens when, because this is very common, when we begin with the verb Kaana, right? We begin with the verb Kaana, and what follows that is a verb in the present tense. For example, he is writing. Khalaq, how do we say he is writing?
He is writing.
Arjan?
We start with yakun.
No, he is a normal verb. Oh, you, right. Muhammad, how do we say it?
Yes. Yakunu kataba.
Eh?
Oh,
Yaktubu.
yeah.
Right?
Oh, so you don't need to say yes. Oh, okay, yes. Now.
So that he is writing.
Yeah, because Kaana is past and yep. Present.
That should be yakununa. Takununa. Those are all with a fatha. Right. So, yaktubu is he is writing. He is writing present tense. But we have Kaana before it, which means he was. Right? And as I said, Kaana before a verb in the present tense changes its meaning with regards to time. So yaktubu means
He is writing.
he is writing. Kaana yaktubu means he used to write. Okay? So it changes it into the past and a completed action. Okay? Kaana yaktubu. He used to write. So if we wanted to say that he used to study, how do we say that? What are we going to begin with? Kaana
Allah.
yadrusu. Kaana yadrusu. If we just said yadrusu by itself, it would mean he's writing, he's studying. If we put Kaana before it, it changes it to
He used to study.
he used to study. Right?
Yeah, just trying to get our heads around it.
Yeah. It's
If you try and translate it to English, it gets a bit difficult.
well,
Like past and present together.
No, but if you put it before, then it turns into the past.
yeah. But just remember that it changes its meaning from he is writing, I present,
He is.
to he used to write. Okay? So it changes it from he is writing to he used to write.
Can you not just say Kaana darasa?
No, because that has a different meaning.
Or does it?
Yeah,
Okay.
which we'll mention later. Right? But I don't want to confuse you.
What would that mean?
Cut what?
Well, he said Kaana darasa.
He has written.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay? But you know how in English, when you have a story and it talks about, for example, there was a boy who used to live in a village, right? Or there was a student who used to go to that school. You know, that used to indicate an action that started and finished in the past. That is where Kaana and then the verb in the present is used. So just remember one of those examples and it should be straightforward. And the reason why I mention it is because when we get onto the texts, this is very common. It's very common to find that it begins with a verb such as Kaana and then you have another verb in the present tense like yaktubu or yaishu, lives, and then the actual meaning is that he used to live. Okay? Now, of course, remember that here, Kaana yaktubu is third person. If we wanted to say, I used to write, how would we say it? If we wanted to say, I used to write.
Kaana.
No. Now remember, it's got to be I of Kaana.
Aktubu.
No, what's the first person of Kaana?
Akunu.
I. No, that's present tense.
Or past.
Would be?
Kanat. Kanatu. Sorry, kanatu.
Kuntu.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Kuntu. I was. Kuntu. Aktubu. Kuntu aktubu. I used to write. If we talk into a single male, then how would we say it, Muhammad?
Meaning he.
You used to write.
Kunta
Kunta.
taktubu.
Right. Kunta taktubu. Okay? Because all we're doing is we're using the you single male of Kaana, which is kunta, and then the present tense of you are writing, taktubu, kunta taktubu. If we want to say we used to write, then how are we going to say it? We need to change it from Kaana to, which means he was, to we. Kunna.
Naktubu.
Kunna naktubu. Okay, and so on and so forth. Right? But this is very important because it's very common. The use of kunta or kana before a verb in the present tense. Right, Arjan? So is that clear? Right.